During this glorious week, I watched exactly 3 whole movies, no more, and definitely no less. Are going to be ranking them from worst to best. Backrooms, directed by Kane Parsons. This is a really cool execution that I fear loses itself in its own sauce. The best parts of the movie for me was when it was focusing on its roots and it was going for that VHS, sort of found footage kind of vibe, especially because this movie is set in the 90s, so there are characters who are holding like authentic VHS cameras. And that's not to say that this movie looks worse when it's not in the VHS camera setup. It looks very amazing. It's very, very beautiful. It does a really good job of making you feel trapped and confined in those spaces. And it's crazy to me that a lot of that was just on set. They had like 30,000 feet worth of backroom set, and it was just really cool to watch. My biggest gripe with the movie, though, is not the way the backrooms look. My main problem is with the characters themselves, and they just feel a little lackluster and not fully baked or fleshed out for me. 3 out of 5. I'm very excited to see what Parsons does in the future, not just with backrooms, but just with anything, really. He seems like a very talented artist. I'm really glad that they let him take the helm on this instead of some random studio head or director that wanted to capitalize on this internet phenomenon. I Love Boosters, directed by Boots Riley. Neon has been doing a really good job of distributing these very good anti-capitalist films, and I Love Boosters now ranks among the GOATs in my mind of No Other Choice and Parasite. This is a hilarious and cartoonish romp that I haven't seen the likes of since movies like The Cat in the Hat.
Oh yeah!
And it's not afraid to be completely on the nose with its symbolism and pointing out exactly how absurd this capitalist world we live in is. My favorite part about this movie, though, is that it's not just trying to point out what's wrong with the world, it's trying to give us an answer for things we can do about it. It's a sincere plea for communal effort, and I truly believe Boots Riley made it so flamboyant and so obvious because he just really wanted to drive the point home that you are not alone. We live in a global community at this point, and there's so much we can do together to fight back against this capitalist world we live in. 4 out of 5. I do wish this movie was getting talked about more, but maybe in a couple of years it'll kind of have a reappraisal and maybe people will see it for what it truly is. Obsession, directed by Curry Barker. Leaving Obsession, you're left with more than just that horrific feeling of the final scene. The real discomfort comes from something that's a little harder to admit, that you probably saw yourself a little bit in either Nikki or Bear. And I truly believe that's why this movie has become such a huge sensation. 4.5 out of 5, and may even slide up to a 5 out of 5 as time goes on. It really does just have everything I love in movies. Thanks for catching up with me this week. I hope you also got to enjoy some good movies. Let me know if you watched anything really cool. Memento Mori. Bye.